plays with such a motor. This is a great fit. And it's not about what you said earlier. It's not about when you get picked. It's about where you get picked and how you fit with that team.
And they also selected Bree Hall from South Carolina with their 20th pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft.
The Indiana Fever also selected Bree Hall from South Carolina with their 20th pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft. No one anticipated that they would select Lucy Olson, who was a lock for their pick. Instead, they selected Florida State's Michaela Timpson, the only D1 player who averaged 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the previous season with a 610 wingspan and exceptional rim protection. Is Timpson the missing component that makes the Fever title contenders? He might be the ideal addition to Caitlin Clark's game.
The Fever, they were talking about how she plays exactly the way they want to play. She is 6'2" with a 6'10" wingspan.
Before we continue, let's examine why this unexpected draft might be the best move anyone could have predicted. If you enjoy this content, I would like to ask you to do a small favor. If you enjoy this video, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing, and it costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Did you click the subscribe button? Thank you so much. Let's get back to the video. Did the Fever just pull off the biggest draft surprise of 2025? Everyone assumed Lucy Olson was going to Indiana. When Indiana's decision was announced, jaws slammed into the basketball world. The analysts were fooled by the mock drafts, but they had other ideas.
Man, many people had thought that Lucy Olson was going to end up in the Indiana Fever jersey, and I'm here to tell you that is not the case.
When they saw that Florida State's Michaela Timpson was still on the board, Amber Cox and Lynn Dunn were virtually jumping out of their seats. You could almost feel the excitement in their eyes. They knew something that the rest of us didn't discuss, like statistics that pop off the page.
For the Indiana Fever is Michaela Timpson from Florida State.
I know Amber Cox and Lynn Dunn are thrilled that this young woman was still available.
Timpson wasn't just good the previous season. She was the only player in Division I to average 15 points, and she was in her own league. When you're the only one among hundreds of D1 players putting up such numbers, scouts take note. 10 rebounds and 3 blocks per game is not only impressive, it's dominant.
The only player in D1 this past season to average 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. You talk about a player that has a motor.
The way that Timpson complements Caitlin Clark is what makes this selection so excellent. See Timpson grabbing offensive rebounds when Clark's deep threes fall, or see Clark threading those precise passes to Timpson as she rolls to the rim.
25 WNBA Draft is in the Indiana Fever selecting Michaela Timpson from Florida State University.
Timpson's wingspan of 6 feet 10 inches makes him a game share for a Fever team that struggled to protect the paint last season. With Timpson patrolling the lane, every opponent driving to the basket now has to think twice because those blocks aren't just highlight plays. They're momentum shifters that can energize the entire team. However, the Fever's front office obviously had a specific vision for building around their star player, and this wasn't just about selecting the player with the best stance.
With such a motor, this is a great fit. And it's not about what you said earlier. It's not about when you get picked. It's about where you get picked and how you fit with that team.
They required a defensive anchor who could correct errors and a rim runner who could complete plays. Timpson uses bold permanent pen to check both boxes. When teams deviate from the norm in this way, it usually indicates that they have done their homework while everyone else was concentrating on populating the backcourt. With a guy whose skill set doesn't overlap with anyone else on the team, Indiana has addressed their biggest interior presence deficiency: the Indiana. When the 20th pick came around, the Fever startled everyone once more by selecting Bree Hall from South Carolina rather than Lucy Olson, who is still available, proving that their vision was more than just a one-shot wonder. This wasn't just another surprise. Rather, it was the second part of a larger scheme that was unfolding before our own eyes.
That selection, the Fever take Bree Hall from the University of South Carolina.
Consider it. The Fever could have easily selected Olson as their backcourt pick after dealing with Timpson to improve their interior, as every mock draft predicted, but Indiana's front management had other ideas. They wanted winners who don't require attention to make an impression. The Fever's confidence in passing on Olsen twice can be attributed to Hall's championship DNA. While playing for South Carolina's legendary coach Don Staley, Hall learned how to perform under pressure, and this young team needs a winning mentality around their star.
They also selected Bree Hall from South Carolina with their 20th pick in the 2025 WNBA Draft.
As the host of the video pointed out, it was another excellent move in terms of fit. When you're building around a ball-dominant star like Clark, you need players who excel without needing touches. Hall brings something special that doesn't always jump off the stat sheet. She's that player who can guard multiple positions, knock down open shots when needed, and this is crucial, make an impact without dominating possession. The Fever announced both selections on social media right away since they were so sure of their approach.
The Fever select Michaela Timpson, Florida State. Michaela Timpson, Florida State. Let's go!
According to the research, they quickly took to social media to inform the supporters that the team had added 2 new players. This quick announcement shows how much the fans believed in this vision. What really makes Hall valuable, though, are all those clutch plays that casual fans might overlook. Watch her game film to see how she consistently makes the right basketball play rather than the showy one, with flawless timing on cuts, extra passes that produce better shots, and defensive positioning that stops drives before they happen. Now picture the new Fever lineup that Clark is creating with her exceptional vision. With Timpson defending the rim and finishing inside, and Hall separating the floor and closing down defensively, Indiana suddenly faces serious dangers on all court levels.
And she's a rim runner. What is Caitlin Clark like?
Rim runners.
Rim runner. She's going to throw the ball down to you. She's a rim protector.
The Indiana Fever have completely changed their future. What we just witnessed may go down as one of the smartest draft strategies in recent WNBA history, as they focused on what their team actually needed rather than going with the popular choice. That might be the brilliant move that turns the Fever from just another team with a superstar into a legitimate title contender. Hall's selection is brilliant because she is the ideal complementary piece to Clark. She plays elite defense, doesn't need the ball to be effective, and brings championship experience that is invaluable in pressure situations.
In the 2025 WNBA Draft is in the Indiana Fever selecting Michaela.
Instead of merely gathering talent, their front office had an idea that no one else had, putting together components that fit together flawlessly. The 2025 to 2026 season is going to be incredibly exciting. Are we witnessing the beginning of a dynasty?